Hello and welcome to the Great Wall. Hey, this is part B, and it is a work with me video. So you should have, first of all, you should have watched part A and copied all of this, the first 4 sections of your Great Wall. And now we are working together to create our T-chart and then create figure out our iterative function and our coefficient, and then color these in accordingly. So let's go ahead and get started with that. I'm going to shrink this a little bit and make my T-chart. So the first thing I'm going to do with the T-chart is draw a line like that and a line straight down. I'm going to put S on this side of the T-chart, on the left-hand side, and B on this side. Now, the S stands for the section number, and I've got section 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? And then the B stands for the number of blocks. And remember, each square or triangle, so square or triangle, will count as one block. So I'm going to start by writing the section numbers on this side. And I've got to do 7. So I'm going to just enlarge this a little bit and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, my friends. Super. So what I'd like you to do right now is go ahead and pause the video and make sure you have the beginning of your T-chart all set up with your section numbers all the way down here to 7. We'll wait for you, my friend. Perfect. All right, let's rock and roll. So now if I look at section number 1 here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. So I'm going to write 5 right there. Then I'm going to come over here to section 2, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 blocks. So I'm going to write 8 right there. Then I'm going to come here to section number 3, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 blocks. So I'm going to write 11 right there. Finally, I'm going to come to section 4 and count these here. And you actually can't see that, but this is indeed section 4. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So I'm going to write my 14 in right there. Now, what I'd like you to do right now is make sure you have this all copied, and then we're going to start to look at our iterative function, which is also our rate of growth. But hold the horses, my friends. Get this copied, and then hit play. I will wait for you. Super. All right, so the first thing I want to look at here is what is the difference from 5 to 8? And I am adding 3, right? So if I add 3, and actually I want to do this in red, so I'm going to make my caret. I call these carets, and I'm going to go plus 3 will give me 8, and 8 plus 3 will give me 11, and 11 plus 3 will give me 14. And right here, I can see that I got 3 in a row that are the same, right? And once you get 3 in a row, you know that this pattern is going to continue. So I know that this plus 3 is my iterative function. So go ahead and make these carets here. I will wait for you while you make the caret and the plus 3 for these first 3. Alrighty, so now we know that our iterative function is plus 3, and we can continue this down the rest of the way. We could go on and on for a long, long time, but that would take a lot of time. So we're only going to do the first 7. So I'm going to add another caret, and 14 plus 3 will give me 17 right here. And then I'm going to add another caret and add 3 to that. And 17 plus 3 is going to give me 20. So let's go ahead and write 20 right there. And then I'm going to add yet another caret of plus 3. And 20 plus 3 is going to give me 23. So your 7th section will have 23 blocks in it. And there you have your iterative function, which is plus 3. So what I'd like you to do right now is go ahead, pause the video, make sure you get your iterative function copied, and copy the rest of the T-chart with your carets and your plus 3 and all the number of blocks that are needed up to section number 7. I will wait for you, my friend. Alrighty, so now the next thing we need to do is look at this iterative function here and try and find it in the growth pattern here, in the Great Wall, right? So I've got a group of 3, and there's a group of 3 right there. I've got, for section 2, I've got a group of 3 here and a group of 3 here. For section 3, I've got a group of 3 here and here and here. And then for section 4, I've got 3, 3, 3, and 3. So I'm looking for my iterative function, and I'm going to color that in blue. So what I'm going to do is just grab my blue marker, and I'm going to color this in blue, right? And then for my next one, I'm going to color this in blue, right? And then this one in blue. Perfect. And then for section 3, I've got 1 row of 3, a second row of 3, and a third row of 3. And then for my 4th section, I've got 1 row of 3, a second row of 3, a third row of 3, and a 4th row of 3. Bam! All right, so that is my iterative function, which is also my coefficient. So I'm going to label this my coefficient. Let me do that right now. Alrighty, and there you have it. Here you have your iterative function is really the same thing as your coefficient. And so now what I'd like you to do is go ahead and pause the video, copy this coefficient is also +3, and here we've got color all these in blue like I've done here. So I will wait for you. Carry on, my friend. Alrighty, so the last thing we've got to do is color in our constant red, right? And that's what does not change. And if you look here, these two here, the block and the triangle, block and triangle, block and triangle, block and triangle. It's always 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1, right? It does not change through the whole growth pattern. So we're going to color that in red. So let's actually enlarge this a little bit, and we're going to then color this in red, and got to get my red color out, and that's red. Perfect. This is red. Perfect. And this is red. Perfect, my friends. And this is red. Perfect, my friends. Bam, there you have it. All right, so go ahead, pause the video, get this copied in red, and then we will continue on, my friends. All righty, and hey, guess what? Continuing on is really just saying, bam, you are done. So once this is all copied, go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back and say, great job, my friend. Until next time, which will hopefully be right away, I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now, my friends.